ACTF, Neo Learning and ACME acknowledge the traditional owners of country throughout Australia, recognising the lands of the Wurundjeri people where we are streaming from, and extend this acknowledgement to the lands of the Ngarluma Yindjibarndi peoples. We pay our respects to elders past and present. We also acknowledge First Nations people as the original storytellers of this land and recognise their significant contribution to the contemporary moving image. Teachers, please share your students' responses and questions in the Zoom chat throughout the workshop. Let's start by sharing the names of the traditional owners of the lands on which you are joining us today.
Hi everyone, thanks for joining us today. I am April from the Australian Children's Television Foundation. We have a great session for you today, and it's all going to be about this wonderful television show, Dalu.
Hi, I'm Ellen from ACME, your Museum of Screen Culture, and I hope everyone out there has had a chance to watch Dalu, and maybe if you haven't, you could watch it straight after we finish today.
Okay, so today we are going to be actually handing over the hosting to some pretty amazing young people who are not just hosting, but were actually the talent. They were actors on the series. We're going to be handing it over to none other than Penny, Logan and Wade.
We also have the amazing costume designer, Kylie Clifford, who will be letting you know all about the behind-the-scenes world of costume design. Today there will be some tasks to do in the classroom, so have some paper and pencils ready.
Now you can share your ideas and ask questions with us in this session while we are live today. And we can't wait to hear from you and all of your thoughts and ideas. Okay, I think now's the time we're ready. Let's hand it over to you, Penny and Logan.
On a long journey across this land, 7 kids, 8 stones, and a master plan. We gotta make our way to the Dalu. This is my land, on the water from the rusty ranges to the big blue sea. This is my land, on the water, every mountain, every river, every tree you discover. My land on the water.
Hello and welcome, I'm Penny.
And I'm Logan. We are the actors on the TV show Dalu.
It was great fun being an actor, but we had to work hard. Today we will hear from Kylie Clifford, who did the costumes and for the show.
Kylie is going to share her expertise with us. Kylie, say hi and tell us why you love costume design.
Hello, my name is Kylie Clifford and I was the costume designer on Dalu. I love costume design because I love characters. Each has their own quirks, personality and backstory. They are as unique as each and every person on this planet, and by making their costumes, we get to paint a picture of them as an individual.
It was fun being actors for Dalu. The costume was important. They helped make the characters real to the audience.
It takes a whole lot of people to make a TV show. Kylie, tell us what it's like to work on a TV show in the costume team.
Collaboration is key in the film and TV industry, so we have many meetings and a high volume of emails with the exchange of ideas. I meet with the showrunner and directors. They are in charge of bringing everything together as a whole and to ensure that all departments are aligned with their vision. They contribute their own ideas to the characters and story and have the authority to make final decisions. The producers, it's their job to tell me about the budget, the timelines and the logistics. They make it all happen. The production designer and art department, they are responsible for the overall visual look and feel of the production, including the sets, props, vehicles, animals, and special effects. We ensure our costumes fit within their world, and we discuss how the props will integrate with the costumes, such as the way the spears are worn by Vinka. The makeup artist. The collaboration between the costume and makeup teams is crucial, as they both collectively bring the characters to life. ensuring the overall appearance is cohesive, even down to details such as a shade of lipstick matching the colour of a dress, or in the case of Thalu, the way the hairstyles so beautifully worked with the design of each costume. The director, or DOP, they will tell me how they intend to light the world, which colours will look good, and what patterns may or may not work for the camera. I also collaborate with the other members of the costume team. Within the costume department, there's a diverse range of roles. Costume buyers source and purchase clothing and accessories, while costume supervisors oversee the department's operations and budgets, ensuring everything runs smoothly. Standby costume crew manage costumes on set, ensuring continuity and addressing any issues that may arise during filming. Costume makers bring designs to life, crafting custom garments and ensuring they fit the actors perfectly. Costume assistants run the daily operations by ensuring that the clothes are cared for and the actors' costumes for the shoot day are prepared and ready. For Thalu, I had a team of 5. As a head of department, I think it's crucial to receive input and ideas from the other members of the costume crew. Each single person on a production has something special to contribute to the overall vision.
So many people working on the shoot and so many things to plan.
Hey, she forgot to talk about working with us, the actors. Hey Carly, what about working with us? How did you know how to make us look so good?
We consulted the kids. Prior to my first meeting with them, the costume buyer and I went out op shopping to find a whole array of fun dress-ups for them to play with. We wanted to get a feel for the kids themselves, as knowing who they are as individuals would aid us in ensuring their personalities and spark shone through for their characters. We had so much fun. They all chose different pieces of jewellery, fun socks, goggles, gloves and boots. We even had a lobster costume. After this meeting, I knew what each of the kids enjoyed to wear, and I designed the costumes with that in mind. On our second fitting, I had half of their costumes ready to go, their base layer and some ideas from the first section, such as gloves and goggles. I had a craft table with different beads, ribbons, pom-poms, etc., and I asked them to show me what they liked. All of the kids had input into their own embellishments and accessories. This was done because actors have the pivotal role of bringing characters to life on screen. They embody the essence of their characters and are the ones who physically inhabit the roles. They have the most valuable insights into their characters' preference, behaviours and motivations, including what they would or would not wear.
That's right, we did have ideas for our characters.
And it was fun to add ideas for the costumes.
Costume designers think about how characters are going to look on screen.
But Kylie, where do you get your inspiration from?
So inspiration comes from everywhere. When designing costumes, I will look to a variety of sources. On Thalu, as I began to look at the locations and spend a little time on Ngarluma country, one thing I found particularly striking were the colours, the red of the earth, the blue of the sky and sea, and the white of the salt plain. I took photos of these different elements of the landscape and used these to create colour palettes for all the characters. I wanted the kids to wear a base layer of the colours of country. The pops of colour on the kids' costumes were inspired by the wildflowers. We arrived in the Pilbara in August, which is wildflower season, and I was completely taken by the sea of petals covering the landscape, especially my favourite, Mulla Mulla. You could see a haze of purple that stretched to the horizon, and it was very special. I wanted all the accents and accessories on the children to represent these flowers, little pops of colour that bounced off the colours of the landscape. This rich beauty was also being documented by the local artist. I loved the vivid colours and stories that were being painted on canvas. On visiting the art centres such as Roburn Art Group, Julawalu and Yinjabani Arts, I was inspired by their magnificent use of colour. We were fortunate enough to be able to utilise 7 of these amazing painted artworks and turn them into digitised images to print on our own fabrics. Each of the 7 characters has a piece on their costume. Can you spot them all?
I want to go to the apple tree. Noodles, no one cares about a stupid donkey story. It's a good story. No, it's not. What's that? Don't know. Over there. looks creepy. We saw it. Let's go. We should go in.
I'm tired. Could be a couple of beds in there.
I could have a bath. Maybe you could have two. You can talk. Nah, it doesn't feel right.
Who's that?
I'm standing out here, you mob. I got a bad feeling. Me too, it's creepy. Suit yourself. Don't do it. Ah! Come on. Let's get out of here. Open the door, Hudson. I'm trying to start.
Whoa, that ended in a bit of a cliffhanger. The question is, did you see all the artworks on the costumes in the clip?
I think I did, Ellen, but what I really want to do now is share with you some really special slides that I happen to have handy, and they have the artwork that we can share with everyone with the character who is wearing the costume. So, of course, we have made sure that we have the artist's permission to share them with you all. So as I said, this is very special. And I think it's really important that we have a look at all of the beautiful details used in the costume design. So let's take a look at the first character now, M. So I'm wondering, did you spot this incredible artwork on the front of M's pocket on the overalls? And this artwork is titled Wildflowers Blooming by Joanne Willis. Incredible. I spotted this one straight away. This is one of my favorites. All right, are we ready for the next one? Hudson. Did everyone spot on the side panel of the waistcoat vest, we see this incredible painting by Aileen Sandy, Colours of the Rocks. All right, let's have a look at the next character's costume, Vinka. Now Vinka, I feel like this artwork was hiding a little bit. It was on the front pocket of her waist bag. It's a bit unexpected. And this is Soft Spinifex Seeds by Samaya Moody. Another incredible artwork. And who could forget Noodles? This one stood out straight away. And we see it on the collar lapel of the shirt. And it's even got a tiny little glimmer on the bow tie in the middle as well. And this is titled Stepping Stones, and it's by Pansy Hicks. All right. Now this one's your favourite, Ellen. Tell us all about it.
So this is Kiel, and the work is called Pilbara Wildflowers by Cheryl Hicks. And you can't see it on the picture here, but I'm sure everyone can yell out in the classroom. Where is it? Yep, that's right, it's on the back. And you know, Kylie did say she was inspired by the wildflowers too, so they must be amazing.
All those beautiful colours, and I feel like Cheryl Hicks did such a beautiful job making this long kind of artwork. And as Kylie said, they sort of took a section and digitized it for the costumes. Such a nice translation. Okay, and of course we have this colour popping work, My Country by Violet Sampson on Lali. And we see it just on the pocket of her shirt. Okay, here's the final artwork. I'm really hoping everyone spotted on Samara, and it's on the lapel of the waistcoat vest. And this is a beautiful artwork titled Bush Medicine by Cliff Sampson. Big thank you to all the artists who shared their artwork and made sure that we could, see it on the costumes. Super great.
Yeah, I love hearing and seeing all about those artworks. Thanks for sharing that, April. Now let's see what else Logan and Penny have for us.
It was cool to have the artwork on the costumes.
Kylie, can you tell us more about our costumes and what do they mean?
The 7 kids are the stars of the show. They are in all of the episodes and we see most of them on screen. We know them as the heroes of the story. Their costumes work as a collection from the same story, but each is unique and individual. I'll give you a quick rundown on all of them. Em. She wears faded overalls that have some visible repairs done to them as she has gone along her travels. She's fun and smart, so I wanted to add the playful pom-pom and headphones around her neck. The makeup team matched her hairstyle to these to create a symmetrical look. She wears a belt to hold her essential items and wears some old horse riding boots. Hudson. He wears a top hat to help convey his leadership skills. His waistcoat adds the steampunk aesthetic, but he is still comfortable for adventuring in shorts and a t-shirt. He also has gloves for pulling the cart along. Vinka. She holds the key and some secrets. I tried to show this by making visible pouches and pockets for the things the audience might not be able to see. We made an all-in-one skirt utility belt that had lots of compartments and then added some white netting, which was actually an old mosquito net that we found at the local tip. There are hooks on this skirt to carry all of her personal belongings, which are mostly just fun little items. Noodles. He has a belt because he is always prepared and carries some of the kids' navigation props. His fun goggles were made by a talented props maker in our costume team, and they even have little antennas on them. His t-shirt is inspired by a tuxedo. It has a collar and bow tie with tails at the back. Heel. He has a denim jacket without sleeves, but he still wears the cuffs of the jacket. His patch on the back was inspired by the work of Deadly Denim, a First Nations fashion designer. He is courageous and carries a pouch for his tools. He also wears Victorian-era leather gaiters, and these were a special purchase that were shipped all the way from America. Lali. She wears a torn old work shirt with some missing buttons and some boots that are made of old canvas and tyres. She's kind and approachable, so all of the fabrics are soft and flowy. Her t-shirt is a tyre print design on it, to look as if a rainbow truck had run over it. Samara. She is a leader, and I took inspiration from circus ringleaders' coats. Hers is a red velvet waistcoat to look as if it was once a jacket with a bustle that went all the way around, and now all that is left is a frayed layer on one side. She wears sneakers because she is really strong, with some colourful gaiters to help keep the sand out.
So many ideas and lots of thinking about what the costume means to each character.
I like that our costumes showed strength and skills. Kylie, how do you get these ideas?
So the process of costume designing for a film or TV series starts with a reading of the script. And at this time, I'm thinking about the story in a broader sense. The period it's set in, the climate, like is it warm or is it cool? And that will determine how the actors are dressed. The location, what part of the world is it in? For Thalu, it was set in the Pilbara Desert region, which is quite hot. This was to be in an undetermined era in a post-apocalyptic world. I then do a script breakdown, which is a large spreadsheet to further extract all of the important information. This is done on a scene-by-scene basis and looks at the time of day, the location, how many cast members are in each scene, and what the requirements for the costume are. It also gives an idea of how many changes the characters might have. Did you notice that the kids all wear the same outfit for all 10 episodes? This is because they are adventurers and they are travelling very lightly.
There are other characters in the show, like Bits and Bobs. Let's watch a clip from Thalu, then Kylie can tell us more about Bits and Bobs.
Who are you?
My mother called me daughter. But you can call me Bits and Bobs. I've got everything what you need, but nothing what you want. Can't decide what you need? I'll be around when you do. Bits and Bob's my name, and trading is my game. Danger on the horizon. It's no time to waste. Here is something that you might need.
A compass? What's it for?
Seriously? Compasses point you towards places and things. Don't you, Bob, need to find something?
Some stones, Mandangali, and a key.
And a key? That key might be closer than you think.
Bits and Bobs is a travelling collector and trader. She has everything you need, but nothing that you want.
I've got everything what you need, but nothing what you want.
I wanted to play with this idea by incorporating items that the kids might need, such as cooking utensils, but also adding lots of fun layers to the costume that the kids might want, such as toys and trinkets. She wears an old Dryzerbone, a leather vest, and an apron made out of black rubber. Her costume is a dense layer of jingling and jangling items. The kids can hear her before they can see her. This costume certainly made some sound, which can make it quite difficult for the sound recordist, whose job it is to make sure that we can hear her lines really clearly. However, it did make the costume lots of fun. The kids could all engage with what the actor was wearing, and she had lots of fun wearing it. She was able to play with the dangling trinkets and make that part of her performance. There were baby toys, spinning tops, Christmas ornaments, beaded worms, old watches, fake flowers, can openers, ring pulls, egg rings, copper pots, tea strainers, and spoons. These spoons were also used to give the costume a sense of place. They dangled from her collar and were tourist spoons from all of the surrounding towns: Roebourne, Point Sampson, Cossack, Karratha, Wickham, Port Hedland and more. And I really wanted the items that were dangling from the costume to tell the story of where she may have travelled and what she may have done along the way. These details are important because they all help to create the rich tapestry and convey the narrative. Her helmet was the culmination of all of the 4 elements I spoke of. It was practical because it protected her head and her eyes and kept the dust out. It was comprised of found items in a post-apocalyptic world. It had steampunk goggles that were actually handmade by a jeweller friend of mine out of fine metals. And lastly, it had fluorescent dinosaurs glued in a mohawk shape just for the fun. I collaborated with the makeup artist so that the colours used in her hair and the socks and wristbands would all match. The makeup designer used these colours for the feather in her topsy-turvy plaits and put them on opposing sides of the gloves for some kooky mismatch fun. She also has pouches to carry lots of other items. What might be in them is a little mystery, something to keep the audience thinking. Maybe you could create some ideas of what Bits and Bobs might be carrying in her pockets.
So Logan isn't here.
He's locked in the toilet right now.
But you remember Wade?
Hello.
Let's write what we think Bits and Bobs had in their pocket.
And you too. I wrote that she had tapping sticks.
Nice, I put compass.
Let's look at another great character, the Shadow Boxer.
Who are you?
I'm faster than lightning, lighter than a feather, hit hard as a rock, smoother than the ocean. Men fear me, ladies admire me. Kids and animals look up to me. I'm the 5-time world champion, greater than the greatest. I am better than the bestest. I am the Shadow Boxer!
Okay, but we're gonna get to the Lolo, so...
Think you can just walk past me like it's nothing? Only champions pass through here.
Says who?
Says me. I won the heavyweight champion of this pass from another fella, fair and square, a long time ago. It's my job to defend it from all challenges.
But we're not challengers, we just want to pass.
Doesn't work like that.
Says who?
Says the rules.
Whose rules?
The rules.
The Shadow Boxer was another opportunity for First Nations cultural representation. I used the colours of the Aboriginal flag to dictate the colours of the costume. The black on top represents the people, the red below the earth, and the circle of yellow is the sun. His robe was black on top and red on the bottom, and we used the yellow for the tie, the shorts, and the championship belt. The championship belt was borrowed from the Northwest Elite Champion, who is a member of a nearby boxing club. It's another opportunity to use something local, to show the special items belonging to the community and tell their stories.
Kylie, what's your costume highlight for Thalu?
One of the absolute highlights for me was the Nana's costumes. We first met Nana B, played by Nana Tootsie, and Nana Skinny, played by Nana Allery, in the first episode.
About time. Don't just stand there like the stuffed jitterbugger. Who's playing? Rummy, deuce, rummy, euchre, patience.
Who's playing cards?
Choose your player. You win and we'll tell you anything you want to know.
They're dressed in the bright colours of the wildflowers of country, but they also have some traditional Nana sensibilities, like Nana Skinny's crocheted vest, which is reminiscent of a blanket, and Nana B's apron and headscarf to appear as if she's been baking. When the Nanas returned for episode 10, there were more of them. Nana Tootsie, Nana Allery, and also Nana Violet, Nana Pansy H, Nana Pansy S, Nana Jean, and Nana Judith. This was so special because they are the nanas of the kids and the elders of the wider community. Being around them all together was truly magical. And I wanted their dresses to be very special.
The characters and Thalu are very skilled and strong.
What are your skills and strength?
Have a look at these. Write down 3 things that stand out to you.
Kylie, thanks for sharing so much cool information about the costumes today.
We're gonna start planning our own characters now. Why don't you do one?
Use the skills and strength you picked before. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
I'm loving seeing the drawing going on there of costumes in the lab in Irumagadu. Really exciting. Wow, that was amazing hearing from Kylie talk about her costume design practice. And I feel like there's so much passion and hard work biggest thank you to Penny, Logan and Wade for presenting all the way from Irramargadoo, Roban, Western Australia.
They were excellent. It's not that easy to be a host of a webinar, and they did a great job. We should also thank the crew for capturing all the footage for us today. Teachers, to add to today's session, you can find the Dalu resource on the Australian Children's Television Foundation website. This resource is full of thoughtful ways to include Dalu into your classroom, so check it out.
Thank you again for joining us today. We'll leave you now so that you can work on your own character costume designs using the skills and strengths that you have chosen. To help with your ideas, we have some stills from the series to inspire you.
And if you haven't watched an episode of Dalu yet, do it now, it's so great!
Bye everyone.
Bye everyone.